from 9 o'clock. It's Indiana in the Morning on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. Hey, look over there. It's Jim Kylap joining us this morning. The Red Dragon Foundation Purchase Line Athletics, our conversation with Mr. Kylap, presented by Marcus and Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row on the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. Jim, good morning.
Morning, Todd. How you doing?
Wonderful. Good to have you with us here today.
Thanks for having me.
You've got a really big night planned for the Red Dragon Foundation, don't you?
Yes, we do. We just a little bit of history first about the foundation. We've been in existence now for over 25 years, and we give about $20,000 worth of scholarships. We still have a vision of if we can ever find a corporate sponsor to build an auxiliary gym, because I think we're probably one of the only schools in Indiana County that doesn't have an extra gym. And if you know anything about the Purchase Line School District, it's shaped like a banana, and it's a long distance from one end to the other, and it's just not fair to kids to, practice at 8 o'clock at night, in a gymnasium because of availability. So that's a little bit of history, but we plan on having this all alumni night. We'd like it to grow into a alumni reunion weekend eventually, but we're going to go with this all alumni night, and we're going to honor a couple of groups that night, one of them being the first Appalachian Conference Championship team, 1969, and the other was the Tri-County Cheerleading Group. And also the band plans on having alumni members coming in and playing with them during I don't know if it's going to be pregame or if it's going to be halftime. I'm not sure about that. I don't want to don't quote me on that. So that's going to happen. But I've been fortunate. I've been at Purchase Line for a while. I spent about 40 years of my life there, and enjoyable times. Had a lot of great students, a lot of great players. Learned a lot while I was there. And one thing about this night is we want this to grow, and because there's a lot of classes that want to have reunions, but they may only have 5 or 6 people that are interested. Yeah. As a result, they can't, have a reunion. So this way, if we have an all alumni night reunion, if you want to call it that, it gives the people an opportunity, to meet people that they haven't seen maybe for 40 or 50 years. Yeah.
So anybody who's graduated from Purchase Line is invited to an alumni night. And let's face it, when we're all grouped together in a school like that, juniors and seniors, they know each other and are good friends with one another, sophomores and up and down the grad. So you're not only friends with your group, the class that you graduated with, so this gives them a chance to all get together.
That's exactly right, Todd. And this is what we had in mind. And we're going to honor the 69 Appalachian Conference team, which was coached by a friend of mine and probably one of the best coaches that was ever at Purchase Line, Stanley Bem. Yeah. And I think about the history, of football at Purchase Line. I was fortunate to coach with Bill Scott, who actually in the middle 60s had the first better than 500 football team. Mm-hmm. And that took about 11 or 12 years after the institution was put together. And Stanley Bem, coming from West Virginia, I'm sure, that he'll be all fired up this weekend. But
he's not still running up and down fields with a stripy shirt on, is he?
No, he's taking a stripe. What he does now is he takes the fly rod a lot and
does he really?
Throws some flies at those things fishing in the water, and he enjoys that. Yeah. We had some great players on that 69 team. We had Ken Deitman and Tom Kerr in the backfield, and they were great runners, but there were a lot of other great kids playing on that team. I remember I was in charge of the line, and I had Larry Poliak and Max Felisic, and they were two I would say two of the toughest linemen that ever played at Purchase Line, because when we needed yardage, that's where we went. And the other team knew it, but they could either get out of the way or they'd get run right over by those two guys.
Well, I'm looking at that roster from the 1969 Appalachian Conference champions, and that was the first conference champion the Appalachian Conference ever had.
Exactly. That was the inaugural championship game, and
those names are names that are still there at Purchase Line. You look at the rosters of some of the teams these days, you're still going to see names like Fulisic, you mentioned that, and Henry and Lucas and up and down that list. There's Rainey and Stolitza and Rorabaugh, Beatty. Those names are still there at Purchase Line.
Yeah, we still have families have lived there, and some of those people have grandchildren playing now on teams, and they may be by a different name, but they're still playing on the team and still being part of Purchase Line, the Red Dragon.
Going on, are the cheerleaders too?
Oh, the cheerleaders the same way. I mean, the cheerleaders, I'm not sure. They were Tri-County champs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that was the first Tri-County championship. I can't quote that because I'm not very familiar with how that went. I know that was the time when they were just starting to have, cheering contests and so forth. And
so this is all going to be on October 11th.
It's going to be football night. It's going to start at 5:30. We're going to have a tent by the gym. There's going to be tours of the gymnasium because they renovated the gymnasium, which I'd like to say this proudly. It's still one of the biggest gyms in Indiana County as far as seating and so forth. And that thing was built in 1954 because I remember I rode my bicycle up there as a sixth grader and saw that cornerstone that says 1954 put in by the door that you go in through the library. So go ahead, Todd.
You've got this big thing going, and you invite all alumni to come back. We're going to have special honors for that 1969 group, but you've got quite the evening planned. So 5:30 is when folks should get there.
5:30, we're going to have a place where they can sign in. They're going to give away football, autographed football by this year's team. Two of the footballs, actually, one for the cheerleading group and one for the Appalachian Conference Championship team. It's going to be signed by this year's players and so forth. So we're giving away two footballs as sort of a prize, so you can register for that prize, and there'll be reserved seating for the special people that are being honored that night, and they're going to be called out on the field to step out and get some recognition.
Nice.
Which was a great team. They were a great team. I know. I witnessed them. I've seen a lot of teams at Purchase Line because I've been there for a while, and they were one of the great teams that played at Purchase Line.
Well, there have been great teams at Purchase Line for many, many years, and so this is a big night of celebration for the Red Dragon Foundation, and we may need to make sure we don't lose sight of that. This is for the Red Dragon Foundation. It's a really, really big night.
Yeah, we want it to be a big night for alumni coming back, and you talk about coaches at Purchase Line, football coaches, and I remember a lot of them because I was there, and Dave Rackavan was one of the coaches, and he later went on to coach at college in the Ivy League and won an Ivy League championship. A lot of people don't know that in the area, and he won the Ivy League championship as head coach at, I believe it was Penn, and we had a lot of good coaches. I mean, Ed Dalton, Stanley Bem, Dave Small, just to mention recent coaches. And,
it's a great football tradition there at Purchase Line. In fact, all athletics. So for this, we're running out of time here with Jim Kylap this morning. We want folks to know that this is for all alumni. It's the all alumni night.
All alumni.
October 11th. Don't need to call in and sign up ahead of time. Just come.
Just come, be there, and enjoy some of the friends that you haven't seen for a long time.
Yeah. The 1969 team. Now, you were an assistant with Coach Ben then, right?
Yes, I was. I was first assistant, and it was exciting. That's all I had to say. I remember the first year Stanley coached there. At halftime, we had homecoming, and we weren't a very good team that first year. And we turned around and looked in the stands, and the only two people we saw were our wives sitting there. Everybody else had gone to the gym.
That's beautiful. Jim, thanks so much for coming in to visit.
Well, hey, thanks for having us. You guys do a tremendous job with high school football, and I commend you for that. I've listened to you for years, and I mean, there aren't many local stations that do the jobs like you guys do.
Yeah, well, that's a good group of folks, and we appreciate those kind comments. And a big fun time coming, tonight and every night. You've got a game tonight against the Homer Center Wildcats, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
October 11th, the All Alumni Night for the Red Dragon Foundation. All Purchase Line alumni are invited. Coach, thanks.
Thank you.
It's Indiana in the Morning. It's WCCS.